Namaste. In our quest to understand Sri Krishna's names in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we are continuing with exciting name today. Before I go there, let's revisit a movie that we were all enthralled the last few years. Bahubali, 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 Bahubali. We were all energized, our body became strong, we had broad shoulders when we just recited the name. Bahubali, after all a movie, a fiction. But we are going to talk about Mahabaho, the name of Sri Krishna, which appears in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. 3 times Arjuna addresses Sri Krishna as Mahabaho. But the interesting fact is, Sri Krishna also addresses Arjuna more than 10 times as Mahabaho. That's an interesting name. Now, a same name which is addressed to the Lord as much as to the Jivatma representative of Arjuna. So let's dwell more into what Mahabaho means. As we go along, there are 3 instances, as I said, Arjuna addresses Sri Krishna as Mahabaho. Chapter 6, slokas 38 is when first time Arjuna addresses Sri Krishna as Mahabaho. Before we go into the sloka and address, I want you to remember 2 alphabets, A and V. Normally AV, when we say, it's audio visual, but no, it's not about that. It's something else which we will see as we go along. The last 2 episodes, we saw Sri Krishna as the Sarvaloka Maheshwara, right? And then we also saw Krishna as Akilanda Kodi Brahmanda Nayaka. So a God who is so huge in terms of size and stature, and that is what we defined. And exactly the same we are now looking here as Mahabahu. Bahu as the term predominantly means shoulder, but normally also includes shoulder to your fingers is referred. But in common parlance, when we say Bahu, it's all about the strength that a shoulder can take on. We all say he carried the movie in his entire shoulders. He carried the match in his shoulders. Now here we are talking about shoulders as Bahu of Sri Krishna, who is obviously carrying the entire universe and beyond in his shoulders because he is Sarvaloka Maheshwara, we just saw last episode. So in this episode, as Mahabahu, chapter 6 is Atma Samyama Yogam, in which Sri Krishna says a lot of things in this very important chapter. All 18 chapters are important. In 6th chapter, Sri Krishna says, look at me in everything. Whatever you do, whatever you see, whomever you talk to, just look me in everything that you do, is what Krishna is saying. Arjuna is baffled. Krishna, you are saying it very easily. But I don't think it's that easy to practice because we are all driven by many things. And what if I do with lot of passion and generally looking at you in everything, but I'm not able to complete it? He's worried about it. So in that context, Krishna says, Asamshaya Mahabahu. Now, Krishna addresses Arjuna as Mahabahu. Here he says, hey, mighty Arjuna, mighty, because Mahabahu is all about strength. Don't have any doubts. Anybody who thinks of me will always be given good gadi or nargadi, as we say, or sadgadi. So don't worry about that. Think of me and do everything. Whether you complete or not, I will be with you to take care of it. Now here, Krishna reminds Arjuna that you are a Mahabahu, you are a strong man. How does strength come? It doesn't come like that, right? So there is a lot of practice with determination. Okay. So what is practice in Sanskritam? Abhyasam. What is determination in Sanskritam? Vairagyam. A-V. Abhyasam and Vairagyam. So let's remember Abhyasam and Vairagyam. Anything that we want to achieve, all we need is only A-V. We have to have practice, which is Abhyasam. We have to have that determination to achieve what we want, Vairagyam. So Sri Krishna reminds Arjuna, just as for the body you showed a lot of Abhyasam and Vairagyam to reach where you are Mahabahu, for the mind too, you need to do the same thing with a lot of Vairagyam. You have to do a lot of practice to look me in everything. That's what he's saying. So and here he is also referring in the sloka, Asamshaya Mahabahu, and then says Kaunteya. Quietly he drops the word Kaunteya. Now Kaunteya is all about, this is chapter 6, 35th sloka, by the way, we can always read it separately. In that he uses the word Kaunteya to remind Arjuna, you are Kunti Devi's son. Doesn't Arjuna know about it? Why specifically Arjuna has to drop the word quietly as Kaunteya? Because Kunti is known for determination. She is the only one in known Purana and Itihasa who gone to Sri Krishna and says, give me a lot of challenges. And give me a lot of problems, give me a lot of challenges, is what she's asking. Krishna is aghast. Everybody is asking me for wealth, position, this, long life and everything. You are asking for challenges. He says, hey Krishna, if everything is positive, my mind is so bad that I forget you. I am able to remember you only when there is a lot of challenges and a lot of issues that I have to face. Most of us do that. When we are happy and all these things, we never use the word fate. When things go bad a little bit down south, we say, oh, it's all fate. Fate is there for good and bad. Just as that, we think of Lord Krishna, oh my God, we say. When do we say? Oh my God, when we are happy? Very far and few. But when things go tough, we say, oh my God. So that is why Kunti is also asking the determination to remember Sri Krishna says he is ready to face challenges. And here that is why Krishna is quietly dropping Arjuna, saying, hey Kaunteya. So he is reminding Arjuna that you are a Mahabahu with shoulders, but you are also Kaunteya because you are a son of a woman who has got amazing determination to control her mind, and you can do the same thing. So let's look at the sloka of chapter 6, the 38th sloka.
Kachinno bhaya vibrashta schchinnabhramiva nashyati apratishto mahabaho vimudho brahmana pathi.
In chapter 6, sloka 38, just as we saw the sloka, Arjuna is asking Sri Krishna, a lot of gurus do a lot of penance, Krishna. They see only you. But at some times, most of the times, we see that the penance becomes incomplete for various reasons. What happens to them? How does one ensure that we reach you irrespective of what happens? You are Mahabahu. You are a man with a lot of strong shoulders and an arm which can take care of all of us. See, we all know when you read Srimad Bhagavatam or the Pandit's explanation of that, Sri Krishna's Vaikuntha is far above, and we are all far below in the samsara sagara. We are fairly below, and Sri Krishna in his benevolence comes down to lift us up to his abode. If somebody has to lift somebody from a deep pit, then that means they have to have a strong shoulder. Otherwise, how will I cling on to somebody and climb up? Again, Arjuna uses Mahabahu in that context. Sri Krishna gives his hands. Achyuta, we have seen earlier that whoever holds him, he never leaves. So here again, Mahabahu, he gives your hand with a strong shoulder so that hold me, I will lift you up. Here he is not talking of one person, two person, the entire universe. That is why he is Mahabahu, and that is why he says, Krishna says, Arjuna, don't worry, whoever thinks of me will attain Sadgati, but constantly think of me, is what he says. Here, let's allude a very brief, interesting Purana explained in Srimad Bhagavatam. There was a sage, Bharata, who renounced his family in his quest for Brahmajnanam to understand and attain Sri Krishna, goes on a deep penance. As he is performing his penance near a stream of water, he sees there is a pregnant deer quietly drinking water. At the roar of a lion somewhere far off, the deer is frightened so much, it delivers the baby there, and it also, poor thing, it dies. The mother deer dies. The Rishi, Bharata Rishi, he sees the small deer there in the water and is worried that the water is going to push a newborn deer, so he quickly saves it. Over a period of time, he obviously takes care because he knows the deer is without a mother, and he is able to protect and grow it. Over a period of time, sage Bharata forgot that he is in the penance of Sri Krishna. Instead, he is only thinking of deer, and in his Antima Smriti, he is only remembering the deer. So, with all his penance, he is given a birth as a deer in his next, as per karma, in the next birth he is born as a deer. Now the only advantage is because most of the times he was thinking of Sri Krishna, even as a deer, he was blessed to have his previous birth's memory and he was able to penance on Krishna. He was again born as a human and attained Sri Krishna, is what Srimad Bhagavatam says. Very interesting thing. So irrespective of what happens, you will attain Sri Krishna as Mahabahu. He is our protector at all times. All we need to do, as Sri Krishna tells Arjuna in this very clearly, is think of me, see me in everything, everywhere in chapter 6, and that is what we need to do. And think of Sri Krishna, speak of Sri Krishna at all times and be happy. Namaste.
మాధవాచ్యుత కృష్ణ హరే ఋషికేశ కేశవ గోవింద వాసుదేవ భగవన్ జనార్దన